This phone cost $17 billion. By catching fire, in people's pockets, on planes, in their hands, and it's only the second most expensive mistake on this list. 3 tech disasters made by the smartest people alive that almost broke the world. Plus a 4th one you've probably never heard of, because it happened in 45 minutes and nearly took down the stock market. As I count these down, do one thing for me. Keep a tally in your head. Decide which one you would have been fired for. Hold on to that, because I'm going to ask you at the end. We love celebrating Apple, NASA, and Silicon Valley. But here's what they don't put in the press releases. Behind every tech triumph is a graveyard of disasters. And some of these almost took entire companies, and in one case a whole space program, down with them. Let's start with the one that literally burned through billions of dollars in 90 seconds. Samsung launches the Galaxy Note 7. It's supposed to be the iPhone killer. Bigger screen, better battery, premium design. The problem? The battery was packed so tightly that the positive and negative terminals could touch. And when that happens, boom. Phones started catching fire. On planes, in cars. In people's pockets. Airlines banned the Note 7 by name. Please turn off all electronic devices, especially if it's a Samsung Galaxy Note 7. That actually happened. The whole mess cost Samsung an estimated $17 billion in lost sales and recalls. Not million, billion. But here's the craziest part. Samsung survived. They came back with the Note 8, and today they're still the world's biggest phone maker. How? They replaced every single unit and rebuilt trust from the ground up. One of the most expensive lessons in quality control ever recorded. But a burning phone is nothing compared to losing something 416 million miles away. Over a single word. NASA launches a $125 million spacecraft to Mars. It travels 416 million miles through space over 9 months. It arrives at Mars and immediately burns up in the atmosphere. Gone. Why? One team used metric. The other team used imperial. Pounds instead of newtons. The orbiter came in too low, hit the atmosphere too hard, and disintegrated. A $125 million math error. And here's the part that stings. NASA had a conversion chart. They just didn't use it. The spacecraft was literally doing exactly what it was told. It was just told in the wrong units. Imagine ordering a pizza in meters instead of inches and getting a 12-meter pizza. Except instead of too much pizza, you lose a spacecraft. The official finding. Simple oversight. In 2 words, $125 million. The metric system remains undefeated. Those first 2 cost billions. This next one almost cost us everything. And most people don't even know it happened. In the late 90s, the entire world panicked about a date. Banks wiping out savings. Power grids going dark. Nuclear systems losing track of what year it was. That was the fear. And here's why. Early programmers saved memory by using 2 digits for the year. 99 instead of 1999. It seemed harmless. But when the year 2000 hit, computers might suddenly think it was 1900. Every date-based calculation on Earth was at risk. So governments and companies spent an estimated $300 to $500 billion fixing it. Worldwide, hundreds of thousands of programmers worked for years, replacing 2-digit dates with 4-digit dates. It was the single biggest IT project in human history. And nobody knew if it would work until the clock actually struck midnight. When January 1st, 2000 arrived, almost nothing happened. A few minor glitches. Some bus ticket machines in Australia failed. But no planes fell. No nukes launched. The world took a breath. And that's the twist. Was it a fail or the most successful disaster prevention in history? The debate still rages. Did we stop a catastrophe, or did we overreact to 2 missing digits? Either way, it's the most money humanity has ever spent fixing a problem that small. Those three are famous, but here's the one that should genuinely keep you up at night. Because it didn't take years or months or even an hour. It took 45 minutes. Knight Capital was one of the biggest trading firms on Wall Street. In 2012, they pushed out new software to their trading computers. Routine update. Except one old piece of code, something that should have been switched off, got left on by mistake. On just one of their 8 servers. The moment the markets opened, that one server woke up and started doing exactly what the old code told it to. It began buying and selling stocks automatically. Thousands of times per second. Buying high, selling low, over and over, with nobody able to stop it. For 45 minutes, the computers traded a torrent of money the firm never meant to spend. Engineers scrambled, ripping through code trying to find the switch. By the time they pulled the plug, Knight Capital had lost around $440 million. In under an hour, a company that took decades to build was essentially dead by the end of the day. One flag. One line of old code. Left switched on. Now notice the pattern. None of these were caused by dumb people. They were the opposite. The best engineers in the world. So why does this keep happening? Because the more powerful the system, the smaller the mistake needs to be to break it. A caveman could only fail caveman-sized. Drop a rock, lose a meal. But a NASA engineer can lose a spacecraft with a typo. A trader can lose $500 million with one switch. We didn't get worse at making mistakes. We just built machines that turn tiny mistakes into enormous ones. That's the real story of modern technology. Every single upgrade raises the ceiling and the stakes at the exact same time. So here's what connects all four. Samsung rushed a battery. NASA skipped a conversion. Programmers cut a corner to save 2 bytes of memory. Knight Capital forgot one switch. 4 tiny oversights. 4 massive disasters. But every one of them survived, and every one of them made the whole industry safer. The Note 7 recall made Samsung's battery safer. NASA never mixed up units again. Every programmer since 2000 uses 4-digit years. And Wall Street completely rewrote how trading software gets tested. The mistakes get more expensive because the machines get more powerful. So the question isn't whether the next billion-dollar typo is coming. It's who's going to make it. So which one would you have been fired for? The exploding phone, the lost spacecraft, the Y2K panic, or the 45-minute meltdown? Tell me in the comments, I read them all. If you enjoyed watching the smartest people on Earth make the most expensive mistakes in history, subscribe, because we cover the wins and the fails every single week. And go watch the one on your screen right now, because that disaster almost ended worse than all 4 of these combined. See you in the next one.